Welcome back to more Fear Effect Retro Helix. Now it's time to go explore this area a little bit more thoroughly than we did before.
Excuse me, where am I?
The Twin Juniper Garden. It's divided into 5 sections. To the west is the Water and Golden Garden. The Fire and Earth Garden lay to the east. In the middle sits the Wood Garden and the entrance to Yuntingji. The Water Garden is a central irrigation point. We use the water reel there to flush fresh water throughout the entire area. Does gardening please you?
No, I've never had a garden.
Ah, shame. Gardening is quite spiritual. Plants a seed, nurtured with water and love, and watch the fruit of your labor grow. Here, take this. Good place to start would be at the Earth Garden.
Thank you, but...
Oh, and please, take this fan. It will give you comfort. Good luck, miss.
That fan will be useful the next time we run into that dude. It's actually interesting how much information he gives you and how much you have to pay attention to the dialogue in this game. He tells us that we need to go to the water temple and use the shovel there. And as you can see, this area is now populated by hell beasts. So we need to be careful for that. They do drop shotgun ammo, so you can refill your ammo pretty quickly when fighting them. They should take 2 shots to kill, and they drop 3 or 4 shells. So you do end up gaining ammo whenever you fight them. That previous area, there were dudes in there, but I was able to avoid them for now. Off screen, I go back and fight them just so that I can pick up some more ammo. Die, motherfucker! There's also a save point on the right-hand side of this screen, past the bridge. But if you're playing this on an emulator, that won't really be an issue since you can save state wherever you want. Just like I'm doing. And chances are you are playing this on an emulator. There are also more hell beasts in this area. I killed them off screen as well, just to save time. And have your shotgun ready before you use this gate, because there are dudes here. Get out my face! The people that we run into in this game are quite interesting. I wish we got to know more about them. This game has some interesting concepts that I wish could have been explored a little more thoroughly. So we need to use that shovel that we picked up. I think it's called a digging tool. Here. Good job, Hannah, you broke it. You cunt. So let's go ahead and see where else these portals lead. And be ready because, yep, more dudes. Also important before you use these portals to make sure your gun is reloaded. That got me into trouble several times while trying to play this. And as you can see, each of these areas are themed. You have earth, water, fire, gold for some reason. So keep that in mind. This area is one giant puzzle. So now that we got that, we can kill this dude. You would think he would know what we did to his friends and just not bother, but I guess he's arrogant enough to think that he can take on the Hannah. Well, he couldn't. Of course, more dudes. Sometimes it takes me a while to find the ammo to pick up from these enemies. That's right. You need more lead in your diet. I'm not sure if shotgun shells are lead, but it sounded cool. So we're going to use an item on here. If you don't do what I'm about to do, then you get a death animation if you look at the water. I missed that one, unfortunately. It's actually pretty interesting. I wish I showed it off. I'm not sure why exactly we are picking these things up. We got our water crystal. Now we need to fill these up with water. Going back to what that guy was talking to Hannah about, like I was saying before, it is interesting how much you have to pay attention to the dialogue in this game. He talks about a water wheel that needs to be turned. So that's one of the other things that we're going to have to do. As well as the Earth Temple, where he recommended starting. So I guess we're essentially gardening with Hannah, which will probably be the title of this video. Which is kind of strange. And if you don't know why I'm saying that, well, you'll find out when we are done with this puzzle. I'm guessing this is one of her challenges. There are several challenges that we go through where we meet each of these 8 immortals. Several of which we've met already in this game. Pretty much everybody we meet in this game is an immortal. Ah, well, there you go. Except for, of course, our 4 playable characters. And Jin, of course, but I guess technically, well, I don't want to spoil anything with him. I had to practice the roll a little bit for this fight. Fortunately, I save stated before going into it. I know I said this already, but it's really easy to forget you have that dodge roll option. Covert Ops Nuclear Dawn is another game that plays similar to this, that has a dodge roll option. It's funny how more similar to this game that one is than these two are to Resident Evil. Fortunately, there are no enemies in here. Unfortunately, this puzzle is kind of annoying when you can't see the entire screen at one time. And I don't remember what items we're using where in most of these puzzles, so if for some reason you're looking at my playthrough as a guide, just do what I do. That's another death animation that I missed. You can get Hannah turned into gold here. Kind of like Tomb Raider 1. So if you step on these platforms, as you can see there, it hurts you. Unless you step on the glowy bits. That puzzle took me a while, and even then I couldn't do it perfectly. But good enough. Huzzah! We got whatever it was that we just picked up. Fortunately now this room is safe to walk around in. Although we don't ever have to come back here again, so it doesn't really matter. Back to the lake with us. I think Hannah needs to go for a swim, even though she already did. I would have thought she would have taken her shirt and pants off before going into the water. Not trying to be a perv, just saying you wouldn't think she would want to run around in wet clothes. But what do I know? And given the comments that I've made on my channel, I certainly don't blame anybody for thinking I was being a perv there. In my defense, this series does it for itself. For anybody who's seen the first game, you already know some of the moments in that game. Plus some of the moments we've had in this one. And if you haven't seen the first game yet, well, you'll get there. More dudes. So you can't really blame me for being a perv whenever I talk about Hannah, considering how this game treats her. I won't spoil too much, but there's an entire chapter in the first game where you walk around as Hannah and she's only wearing a towel. So somehow drinking this water gives us immunity to fire, or at least to this fire. This will give you another death that I missed. I really do like showing off these death animations. I'm hoping I'm not too lazy to copy a video from YouTube of all the death animations, so I can show off the ones I missed. There are so many I missed. So now we need to fill one of these with molten metal, I assume? And we're going to use this to fix our digging tool, or shovel as I like to call it. So now we should be able to go back to that earth garden. Be careful, more enemies. Like I've said before, definitely have your gun reloaded before going through one of those portals, and be ready because those dudes like to show up to surprise you. And it really sucks if you end up facing the wrong way when you go through one of those portals. I don't know if you have control over that. But that has happened to me before when doing this. So, if you plant a seed, in time you can see what it will grow into. We're about to plant some seeds here. Just looking for the water crystal. And the fire crystal. And the gold crystal. All the various crystals we've picked up. And then you'll get to see why I call this video Gardening with Hannah. I can easily see where you could lose track of what you're doing in this area. Oh look, Hannah had a green thumb all along. As well as a very nice set of pixelated ballistics. Oh yeah. Now that was me intentionally being a perv. Why, you might ask? Because it's fun. And I'm feeling a bit dead inside at the moment, so I need something to wake me up. In the last year and a half or so, I've been a lot less of a perv. It's pretty strange. Now we need to head back to that area where we ran into old Hannah. But be careful, there be beasts here! Beasts! I wonder if these enemies have a name. I assume they probably do. Most enemies in games have names. For the enemy type. I'm not talking about each specific enemy. Oh god. Take down Bob. I don't care what these things are called individually, if one's Bob and one's Steve. I don't really give a shit about that. Although it is funny when pretentious game developers try to do something like that. Say the people that made The Last of Us 2, apparently in that game they tried to name the various people that you kill, even though they're trying to kill you. Just to make the player feel bad for killing people that are trying to kill you. Which is very pretentious. Video games are meant to be fun, and what's more fun than killing enemies? Using a diamond.
Delta Omega 5, code 0, abort, abort! Come in, Omega 5, abort!
Shit.
There's a save point here. I would recommend using that if you are not using save states. So the first of these 8 trials is done. Now we get the second one. 4 we will do as Hannah, and the other 4 we do as Glass. And we will start to interact with our various Eternals. So I guess technically we're not in the trials just yet. I do like this taser. Although I feel like these have to be part of the trials. I don't know. I guess we're just making our way into this area. Have the EMP ready before you go through this door. And have your inventory selected on the key we just picked up. That'll make this go a lot smoother. Oh Jesus. These things are not so fun when you're not controlling one. Although to be fair, we didn't really have a whole lot of fun when we were controlling one. I would expect a game like this to make something like that a lot more fun. I know, you're just shocked to see me here, aren't you? Glass has a very shocking effect on people. You could say the air in here is electric. No? Okay, fine. Moving on to item collecting. And it does take me a bit walking around here to figure out what I need to do next. We just need to trigger a cutscene. I'm not sure how you're supposed to target that, but you can see that's the goal, is to target that tank. Huzzah, one less of those to deal with. Be careful here because there's a dude and he is really, really shaded. And unfortunately, you're not given a save point here. So playing this on console, that had to be annoying. Fortunately, you do get health back if you took any damage whenever you perform a stealth kill. But it's still going to be a while before we get a save point. One cool thing about Glass, in this scenario, he has a grappling hook.
What?
Be ready, because now we need to take these dudes out. Unfortunately, you cannot shoot them before grappling over here. You would think in a game like this, with as much attention to detail as they have, that you would be able to. Or that you would do something cool to take them out before coming over here. But that's not the case. There might be a save point in this area, I'm not sure. I genuinely can't remember. Then again, there might not be. Actually, no, there isn't one. I know where the next save point is. And you can die before getting to that next save point. If you go on the wrong one of these fans, well, you already saw what happens. Now we finally get a save point on the left-hand side of the screen. This is another camera angle where I couldn't see my character very well. Alright, I would say it's payback time. You can shoot that other robot here if you want to, but it doesn't really do anything. It's just fun. Which is always nice. Run, Glass, run! I'm guessing the whole point of this is you would not be able to outrun this chopper and take the damage from this gun that it's shooting at you. It would be kind of nice if we fought the chopper in this thing instead of just running from it. Well, that could have gone worse. Have your taser or assault rifle ready. And be ready because we've got more dudes. This still isn't as good of a taser as the siphon filter taser, but it is pretty nice. I'm sure I've said that in this LP. I believe we're using a gate key here. I played all of this over a week ago, so I don't really remember, and I have mentioned I'm blind, so I can't read the items on screen whenever they come up. And my memory's not so great, so trying to remember what items I used where isn't really that easy for me. I kind of dig that music we get during those transitions. It's pretty cool. Very late 90s, early 2000s action movie. Oh boy, more dudes. This is pretty much what I was saving the assault rifle for. I tried this a couple of times with the taser, but it didn't really work so well. This is one of the less optimal positions for fighting that you come across in this game. So we made a big circle. Fortunately now there are only dudes in here. And if you don't remember what exactly we're doing or why we're doing it, that's okay. I've had to remind myself of that. It is kind of cool the different tones this game takes. We've had a zombie-infested village. We've had a couple chapters that were more heist-based. So more of a cyberpunk, future, sci-fi heist sort of thing. Now we're in a military shooter. We've of course had a lot of puzzles. Then we've had to deal with demons and weird artifacts coming to life and trying to kill us. This game does try to have some good variety. Hell, I would say this game has a lot more variety than a lot of modern games, where pretty much every game that comes out now is basically the same game. It's either first-person shooter or a third-person shooter. Hell, they even turned God of War into a third-person shooter. Oh good, Glass, you broke it! This may seem like a strange place to end it, but I am going to end the video here, so thanks for watching and I will see y'all next time with more Fear Effect Retro Helix.